Let's professionally and maturely discuss Trump's second impeachment trial. Let's also discuss why several content creators on social media continue to get removed. I think I said media. It's media, not media. Anyway, those are the topics we're going to be discussing here tonight live. So stick around for all that and much, much more that's coming right. Whoa! Live from Northern California, welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. And if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. So that way you won't miss a single thing when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. That's right. I am here to help as many people as possible that are open to the help get the best possible grips on their lives. So that way, each and every one of you can accomplish whatever it is that your hearts desire. Welcome to the show, everyone. Let me make sure that the notification has gone out. It has gone out on YouTube. And let me check out the back end of YouTube real quick here to make sure things are rolling smoothly. I'll explain what happened in a second, why the show started late. For those of you that are watching live, if you're on the replay, it's not really going to matter. Once again, tonight, we're also simulcasting live on Facebook. So let me make sure that the Facebook side of things are rolling well, or is rolling well, or however you say it. My words are all over the place today, folks. Simulcasting live on Facebook. So let me make sure that the Facebook side of things are rolling well. It's rolling well, or however you say. All right, it's rolling well on Facebook. Before we get right to it, let me explain to you folks what happened. I had a few minor technical difficulties before the show started regarding my setup. I have a very, very finicky setup, folks. It takes a lot of programs running at the same time on my laptop to make this show possible. And when one thing is a little bit off, it throws everything off. And then I have to restart and, set up everything again. And it typically takes me at least 10 minutes or so to launch all the programs on my laptop and get everything set up. So my apologies for the late start. You know, when you're running a YouTube channel, one of the aspects is the tech aspect, right? And you got to make sure that everything is running well. I'd rather run a little bit late, which is what I'm trying to say, than start a show and you don't hear my audio or there are other issues. So my apologies for those of you that were watching this or are watching this live. Now, before we get to it, let me once again pay special props to this channel sponsor. That's none other than the great Troy Brewer. He's a great longtime friend of mine that runs one of the most amazing and trustworthy marketing companies on the planet. I can't even talk tonight. Oh my God, I think it's because I'm running behind. I don't like running late, but it happens sometimes. He is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. For all of your product and service needs from the most trusted professionals in the industry, please visit www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. One more time, that's www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. You can also visit a subsidiary of the Discover Community Network that's known as the DCN Internet Radio Network. And when you go on that website, you're going to find a bunch of talk and music internet radio stations. And if you enjoy talk and music, internet radio, more than likely one of those stations will suit your talk or music genre needs. So consider checking out www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. One more time, that's www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. Both of those links are below in the description, about a third of the way down the YouTube side of things. And if you reach out to Troy, if you go to one of those sites and you find out how to reach out to Troy by phone or by email, please do not forget to mention Coach Eli sends you with lots and lots of love. All right. All right. On the YouTube side of things, we have Moonchild. She says, ooh, pretty background. Yeah, it's a nice purple background with some water and a nice tree and the moon over here on the far left, as you can see. And yeah, I just figured it'd be pretty pleasing to have in the background as you folks, view and listen to the show here tonight. Let me check out Facebook real quick and see if anyone's over there. One person's viewing on Facebook. Okay, cool. We've got a total of 6 people here on YouTube. Now, folks, tonight, this is how this show is going to go. And Moonchild, please moderate the chat. I'll be moderating the chat as well on YouTube. I typically don't have an issue on Facebook with trolls because most people viewing my stuff are friends and they're pretty respectful. But, we get some people out here on the YouTube side of things that like to, play games and have a little fun because, they're weak-minded, emotionally unstable, mentally unstable, and insecure people. And that's just, the way it goes. Queen Helen Casey's in the house. I can straighten this whole thing out. Well, Queen, let me say this. I have a lot of love and respect for you. And I know that you and I are probably not going to agree on this, but I'm certainly always open to your opinions. You've been a good, long-time friend of mine. I respect you. I respect your wishes. But, I'm just going to state, my thoughts about this in a very professional and mature way. I also ask that anyone that does comment on YouTube or Facebook, please be respectful with your comments. Please do not put out things that, are proven to not be true. And please do not say that things are not true that have been proven to be true. I mean, the bottom line is, a lot of content creators continue to be removed for, talking about, election fraud and saying that there was widespread voter fraud, which there was no proof of that. It didn't happen. And, here's the thing. Is there a possibility that a small amount of fraud can happen in any aspect of life? Sure, but not even that was proven, right? Okay, but there was no widespread voter fraud proven, whether it happened or not. It wasn't proven. So the bottom line is that I just want to be respectful to the YouTube community guidelines, the Facebook community guidelines, and other social media platform community guidelines. But all in all, my personal opinion, there was never any evidence of any widespread voter fraud, but content creators continue to state that, hey, I'm entitled to my opinion, and I can state any opinion that I want. And even if there was no widespread voter fraud proven, I can still state that as my opinion, right? Well, an opinion is an opinion, right? We all have opinions, right? And you're entitled to state your opinions. I get that. But when YouTube specifically asks you to not talk about this anymore, even if it's just your opinion, you have 2 choices. Your 2 choices are to either respect that and you're going to still be on this platform, or to not respect that and you're going to get removed, like many other content creators have been starting to get removed for saying this. Let's see. Pink Parasite. Have you heard of Ligma? No. What is Ligma? I have no idea. Welcome to the show, Pink Parasite. I'm going to check out your channel here with the go-to channel extension and see who you are. You draw stuff and sometimes you talk about things, also memes. Enjoy. You started your channel on March 26, 2020. All right. Welcome to the show. Yeah. As long as you folks are respectful, please feel free to state anything you'd like in the chat. So I'm going to state my opinions here tonight, and I'm going to go over 3 articles from CNN.com. I don't know why my spam filter caught that, but I don't know what that is. All right. You know what? Yeah, I don't need that here, pink parasite. I'm going to go ahead and ban you because you're just here to, you know, you're just here to poke fun. And I think I know who you are. I think you're somebody that has trolled me in the past, and we don't need to deal with that stuff here. I want to keep this respectful, mature, and professional. And if you folks are not going to, agree to those terms, then I don't want you to be a part of this conversation. I am a good, clean, fully monetized YouTube channel that abides by the guidelines, and I'm just a good person overall. All I want to do is have a reasonable discussion on this here tonight. Darren's in the house. He says, perfect fishing weather over on the Facebook side of things. Just time to move on from that. It is over at this time. Nasty troll. You're right. I checked out their channel. Yeah. No, they are a troll. They are a troll. I think I know who they are, Darren. Thank you for being here on this wonderful Friday evening, February 12th, 2021, if you're watching this live. Let's see here. Moonshot says, I will let Queen do it. I have not ever moderated. I'm not sure how it works. Well, you just click on the channel that's saying something disrespectful, and you can either delete their message or you can hide user from channel, Moonchild, which will ban them. If they violate the rules, just tap on, if you're on mobile, just tap on their name, and the app will give you options, and you can hide user from channel. But Queen can handle it too. Go to the Gateway Pundit website. I'll check that out after the show, Queen. I will definitely do that. All right. So, like I said, I'm going to be reading 3 articles tonight and sharing my thoughts about them. And I'm going to be sharing my thoughts regarding, former President Donald J. Trump's second impeachment trial that's been happening on Capitol Hill all week. The Senate had all week to, plead their case. And now today, past few days, I believe it was, that Trump's lawyers have had their say. And so it's been rather interesting. And while I feel, what's the right way to put this? While I feel this is absolutely necessary based on the events that happened, that in my opinion were incited by former President Donald J. Trump during his last few weeks of office, I don't think the Senate's going to convict him because the Republican senators fear their future in politics. And they feel that Donald Trump is so powerful that if they vote to convict him, that their future in politics is over. And whether that's true or not, what do these people care more about? Do they care more about their future in politics, or do they care more about the people of this country that they're serving? It's a pretty selfish thing. So these people, if they don't vote to convict him, in my opinion, because he did break the law, okay, then, what's that saying? What's that saying to the people of our country? Do these people really care about us, or do they just care about their job? Their job is to take care of us, right? See, that's the problem I have here. That's the problem I have. Moonshout says, oh, okay, -15 below tonight. CNN is Operation Mockingbird. I did some research on it. Okay, that's your opinion, Queen. Does CNN always get it right? No. Do they get it right a lot of the times, in my opinion? Yes. I don't sit there and watch the news and agree with everything they say or believe everything they say. I just, watch the news to get information. And then, I, make my own rational, decisions on what seems right and what doesn't seem right. And that's why I do these streams here, to share my thoughts and to get your thoughts as well. So, before I get to this first CNN article here, I want to talk about one content creator in particular as an example. And it's one of the best examples I can come up with regarding what's happening to many content creators, not only out here on YouTube and Facebook, but Twitter and other platforms as well. Okay. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, many of these platforms, added some restrictions to their community guidelines late last year and early on at the beginning of this year. And they said, look, it has been proven, or it hasn't been proven, that there was widespread voter fraud. And because there's no proof of any widespread voter fraud, anyone that continues to talk about, this and states this as a fact, at least last year, when they first put out that message, they said, all we're going to do is remove your video if it's out here on YouTube. Well, then, about a month or so after that, maybe 3 weeks to a month after that, YouTube put out a tweet and they changed their community guidelines to say, effective today, anyone that states there was widespread voter fraud, practically even as an opinion, is not only going to have their video removed, but they will get a community guideline strike. Now, like I said at the beginning of the show, everyone's entitled to their opinion. And while that may be your opinion, if social media platforms don't want that to be discussed anymore because it's been overplayed and overdone, it's at their, discretion to allow that or not, because they're private companies. So no one's trying to silence your opinions or your freedom of speech. It's just this particular thing, in my opinion, has been overdone. And rather than flood the social media servers, with the same thing over and over again, these companies are saying, okay, we get the hint. You folks have your opinion, even though it doesn't make a lot of sense because there's no proof of it. We just don't want to create any more issues on our platform. We don't want any more drama regarding this on our platform. It's a waste of server space and it's bringing a lot of negativity to the platform. So, hey, we don't want that here. Again, we're not trying to silence your freedom of speech. We're not trying to take anything away from you. We're saying, look, we're done with this. So either abide by the rules or we're going to remove you, right? And YouTube did a phenomenal job of forewarning people well in advance. And like I said, initially, for the first 3 weeks to a month, they were not even giving any penalties. They were just removing the video, but not giving a community guideline strike. Kazimir Plaveka, good morning, comrade. I don't know who you are, bro. Welcome to the show. Open Debate Channel 1. I think your opinion is rubbish, sir. Well, why do you think it's rubbish? And if you're respectful, I'll keep you around. If not, I'm going to ban you because I want to have a respectful conversation about this. Why is my opinion rubbish, sir? Would you kindly explain that maturely and professionally? Sir, are you capable of having a mature conversation about this, or are you going to project your insecurities because you're a troll and you don't love yourself? What's it going to be, sir? What's it going to be? Queen says, yes, yeah, they are going to silence people for telling the truth literally. Well, that's Queen. That's your opinion. I have my opinion. You have yours. And YouTube and everyone else has their opinions, right? So, again, I'm not taking anything away from your opinion or anyone else's opinions. All I'm saying is that, how many times do we need to hear the same opinion over and over again? If the people on the right, including Donald Trump, made one statement saying, you know what, I feel this is what happened, but you know what, it is what it is. I lost the election. Congratulations, Joe. Yada, 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 right? But that's not what happened. Trump carried on this facade, and then all the Trump supporters, got on board with this, and then they started flooding social media servers with this, and they talked about it every day. It basically flooded the servers of social media platforms with the same thing, which is annoying. It's annoying to me. I want to see a variety of things. I don't want to hear about the same thing over and over and over again, especially if it was never proven. It was never proven at all. These are clearly opinions, right? I am on your side, comrade. Well, okay. Me must stand together. I'm still waiting for Open Debate Channel 1, who's probably a troll I know, to go into detail and further explain why do you feel my opinion is rubbish. It's just my opinion, right? But my opinion is based on what's actually happening. I'm a very unbiased person. When I talk about these topics, I speak about them in an unbiased way. Okay? Let me check out Facebook. Darren says, thanks for having me. You always keep it real. Another troll. Yeah, I know. We're about to ban them. Open Debate Channel 1. You seem to listen to media lies. You need to waken up, young man. Number one, I'm 47 years old, and I think you know who I am, and you know that. Number two, okay, I watch the news. I don't only watch CNN. I watch many different news outlets, and I make my own decisions, sir. And it's my opinion, just like you have yours. You have your opinion. I have mine. I'm here to respectfully state mine and respectfully hear yours. But if you're going to come out and say that I listen to media lies, I need to wake up, tell me specifically, sir. Why don't you discuss any one of the things I've talked about and specifically mention to me why you feel the opinion I mentioned is a bad opinion? Rather than speaking in general terms, sir, that's kind of trollish. See, trolls will speak in general terms. I'd like you to specifically dissect what you don't like about what I said, sir, because I'm a good person looking to create peace and unity amongst all. And I wish we could all just get along. That's all. Casimir, whatever, united in friendship and labor we shall ever endure. The people on YouTube are so interesting. So interesting. On March 31st, CNN airport is seriously leaving, no lie. Queen says that. Okay. Well, we'll have to wait and see, Queen. Let me see here. So I'm going to talk about one content creator that I've known for probably well over 3 years, closer to 4 years now. He's a political commentator out here on YouTube, and he's had many channels shut down for similar reasons. And I'm not here to bash him or attack him. And if he talks about me, I could care less. It doesn't matter. I'm just stating, I'm using him as an example. He's had like 2 other monetized channels shut down over the last 3 to 4 years. One of them he built up to 34,000 subscribers, and then it was shut down. And then he had a couple other YouTube channels that were monetized that were shut down. Now, his name is JV Gunner. He runs the JV Gunner TV channel. And I'm not trying to give him a plug or pay him any props, but I know many people from my audience know this person, and if you don't, the story will speak for itself. So he restarted another JV Gunner TV channel. I'd say he's probably had this channel for at least 6 months, maybe 9 months, maybe a year, and didn't start focusing too much on it until it started to really take off, I'd say about 3 or 4 months ago. And a couple months ago, he had a couple of videos that went viral and got him up to almost 10K subscribers. Okay, give me a second. Thank you, Queen, for taking care of that. I appreciate you, Queen. Queen, you know what I appreciate about you? We don't have to agree on everything. I have so much respect for you because whether we agree or disagree on certain things, I still enjoy being your friend at the end of the day. Open Debate Channel 1, please do not gossip. That is what the media do, sir, and I am 60 years old. Sir, I'm not gossiping. This is my channel, and I'm stating my opinions, and this is my show. And if you don't like it, sir, then you can just leave. Seriously. I'm not here to attack anyone or be attacked by anyone, sir. Okay? If you're here to basically attack me, sir, when you say please do not gossip, that's an attack, sir. I don't appreciate that. If you want to respectfully disagree and say, sir, I disagree with you, here's why, but I respectfully disagree, no problem, sir. If you're not going to respectfully disagree, then you should just leave, sir. Because the next time you project, you're going to get the eject, sir. And if my moderator queen, Helen Casey, doesn't ban you, I'll personally ban you myself. I don't need this, sir. I don't. It's ridiculous, man. You're 60 years old. Act your age, man. Be a strong, mature, emotionally strong and stable man, sir. That's the problem with a lot of these guys from the Midwest and the South. They're very emotionally unstable and insecure. They're very unhappy within themselves, and they can't contain their own emotional, what. All right, you know what, Casimir, you're out of here too. You're being ridiculous. Get out of here. I don't need this. Will you share a vodka with me? Camaraderie. Darren says, wow, age don't matter. It is. Who knows what they are talking about? Right. Darren says unacceptable. Thank you so much, Darren. That's what they do, man. You see, that's why I partially do some of these. That's why I partially do these shows for. I can't even talk, dude. That's one of the reasons why I do these shows, which is what I'm trying to say, Darren, is because you see all these, different types of people walk in, and they just start to project their insecurities. And how can you take them seriously when they're so immature? All I want to do is have a respectful conversation about this, right? All I want to do is have a respectful conversation about this. Like one of my longtime mods, Queen Helen Casey, we're good friends. Now, we don't always disagree, but sometimes we do, right? She's a little more slightly to the right. I'm a little more slightly to the left. But I think we're more so both down the middle. The bottom line is that we can still get along and respectfully disagree and move on. Why can't we all have that kind of conversation, right? We can learn from each other, right? Thank you, Queen, for taking care of that one as well. It looks like Robert is back. Robert is back trolling again. So going back to the JB Gunner story. Started this channel, had a couple videos go viral, got up to almost 10K subs. And then started running live streams and somehow got that channel monetized. This is the third channel that JB Gunner has had monetized. He's had two other monetized channels shut down. And the YouTube rule is this. If you have a channel that's shut down, especially a monetized channel that's shut down, you're never allowed to come back to YouTube again, even to create content, let alone have another monetized channel. For some reason, YouTube's allowed him to have multiple monetized channels. But I think he works the system. I think like every girlfriend he's had, he gets her to sign up for the AdSense account and it's all on her name. And he basically pretends to be an independent contractor to work around that, right? Because there's no other way he'd be able to do it. He can't use the same information to create a new Google AdSense account, which is required for YouTube monetization, because they wouldn't allow that. His same information would be in the system blacklisted, right? So JB Gunner started doing streams and started talking about widespread voter fraud. So what happened? People started flagging him. You think I was one of them? You bet your bottom dollar. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'll flag anyone that violates the guidelines. And he himself said, look, I need to start, diversifying because I know I'm going to be removed off of here. Well, JB, you're talking about something that is against the guidelines that you know YouTube is removing people for. So why would you do that? So what happens? What happened this week? He got not one, but 2 community guideline strikes on his JB Gunner TV channel that he just built up to almost 10K subs. And now he's put everything to private. He got 2 community guideline strikes for spreading widespread voter fraud misinformation. He did a video on it. Now, I don't watch JB Gunner that much anymore, but when I know people are getting removed, and when I know people are violating the guidelines and they're getting removed, I go and see what they get removed for and why, especially now, ever since, Trump got removed from social media and a lot of these guys are complaining. I'm paying attention a little bit because I want to see what they're doing and how long it's taking them to get removed. And then I'll talk about them and say, hey, look, why would you put yourself in that position in the first place? The real Carlos Cabral. Hey, Coach, I saw you in my recommended. How are you? I'm doing quite well. I'm doing quite well, the real Carlos Cabral. Typically, when people say they see me in the recommended, they're kind of trolling. So as long as you're cool, real Carlos, go ahead and state whatever you want to state. And if you get a little out of line, Queen Helen Casey or myself or my other moderator, Moonchild, will ban you. So now JB has 2 community guideline strikes on his main channel that he worked so hard to build up. Why would you do that to yourself, JB? Why not just follow the guidelines, dude? You've been on YouTube for 15 years, and I understand that you don't need monetization, AdSense, or Super Chats to survive on this platform. You have an audience of people that donate to you via Cash App and other payment processing, programs, right? This is a content creator that a couple years ago, because of the content he was creating, he got his PayPal shut down. He can never ever use PayPal again. Now, why would you put yourself in that position? Why can't you just start following the rules, right? Why can't you contain your emotions? Why can't you express your opinion once and move on? You see, I don't think YouTube or social media would have had a problem if all these people talked about this voter fraud thing, which, in my opinion, it never happened. Okay, it never did happen. But why? I mean, if you talked about it just once or twice, I don't think they would have had a problem with it. The problem was you folks have consumed and contaminated the platform with this. Be on the lookout for a suck account of me. I changed my account to this because I kept getting cloned. Well, I can check out your channel right now with the go-to channel extension, the real Carlos Cabral. You have 2 subscribers, and your account was started December 28th, 2018. So you may be a troll as well, but it doesn't matter. If you're cool, if you're a consumer of content, then that's fine, dude. That's fine. So all these people had to do was follow the guidelines. But they didn't want to. They knowingly and purposefully kept talking about things they knew was going to get them shut down. Why? Why do I think guys like JB Gunner are talking about these things when they know it's going to get them shut down? Why? Because they have an audience that wants them to talk about those things. And if they don't talk about those things, the audience will no longer support him. That's the only logical thing that makes sense. All these drama channels and all of these far-right extremist channels that push the guidelines continue pushing the guidelines because they feel they have no other choice because they built an audience around the content they're creating. And if they change it up to the point of where they abide by the guidelines and don't talk about those things anymore, the audience will go poof, right? Because you guys and gals that are creating this type of content that's getting you shut down, if you knew you could make your content more guideline and advertiser friendly, that your audience would be around, then you would do it. But the reason why you don't do it is because you know you're going to lose your audience, because your audience is a spitting image of you, which is sad. It's sad. I just want a safe place to chat. Well, this is a safe place to chat, bro. I am not a troll. There are other people trolling me. No problem, dude. Feel free to state your thoughts, man. It's all good. I've been played before many times, dude, so forgive me if I'm a little leery, man. You know, even people that, you know, are really nice can pretend to be nice and, you know, later on the show or 2 or 3 shows later, they flip out. Like, I give people the benefit of the doubt, bro, until they give me a reason to no longer give them that benefit. But that's okay. That's okay. So that's what I wanted to discuss during the first part of the show. Now, I was going to go over one article before taking my first break, but tonight's just gone a little different than I expected. You know, I had technical difficulties. I started a half an hour later. My words have been all over the place. I'm a little high strung. I've been watching this, you know, second impeachment trial for, you know, regarding former President Donald J. Trump all week while working on other things. And it's just amazing the things I've seen. It's amazing the evidence I've seen. The things that former President Trump said, the things that even the Republicans have said, you know, to try to justify that, you know, this, you know, trial is unconstitutional. All the things that I've seen, the hypocrisy I've seen, it makes me really sad. Because at the end of the day, in my opinion, if we let Donald J. Trump get away with what he did and not hold him accountable, in my opinion, that threatens the entire, you know, system of justice in our country here in the U.S. and maybe globally as well, because people look up to us from all over the world. If we let him get away with this, which it apparently seems like that's what's going to happen because, like I said earlier, the GOP senators, the Republican senators, are afraid to convict him because they fear that there's going to be repercussion towards the future of you know, towards their future political career, right? Which is really sad because that's telling me that these people have no morals, values, and ethics. They're all about them and not about the people they're supposed to serve, right? Hi, Coach. I like the background. Anyone can deal with victory. Only the mighty can bear defeat. Is that you, Brandon? Queen, if Triple B is Brandon, you can let him stay. And Jamie's Mustang has been here the past few times, but I think he's a troll, so we can leave Jamie's Mustang banned. I don't really know who that is. Oh, man. These people just can't get enough. They just can't get enough. Moonshot says, I like PayPal. It has fire protection. No problem getting refunded. No problem getting refunded if I don't get an online purchase. I think PayPal is the best payment processor. Hands down. Then maybe Cash App is a close second. Cash App, Venmo. Venmo, I believe, is owned by PayPal, so that's pretty much the same thing. But I like PayPal. PayPal is great. Integrates with websites very well. I mean, look, if you get removed from PayPal, you've done something seriously wrong. And I know a few people that are all from the far right got removed for inappropriate content and accepting donations, regarding inappropriate content. Yeah, there are terms and conditions. Every company has a terms of service, and if you abide by the terms of service, you're going to be fine. And for me, quite honestly, whether there's a terms of service or not, I'm just a good person. Why can't we all just be good people? Forget about the terms of service. You should abide by the terms of service anyway, but why not just be a good person, right? I'm not Brian, bro. No, I said Brandon. Brandon. Did you mishear me? Are you Brandon? The real Carlos Cabral. I got a PayPal. Is that how you get tips? I have a PayPal. I have a Cash App. Also, you can hit the super chat or super sticker at the bottom, become a channel member, etc. That's the way to support me if you want to support me. Let me check out Facebook real quick. And it looks like nothing happening over there. We have one view, and I believe Darren is still over there. Worlds build bridges into unexplored regions. Sure, man. I'm all about building bridges. I'm all about unity, bro. Before we can build any bridges, man, we got to figure out how to, stop the divide happening here in the U.S. where I live between the left and the right. It's ridiculous. Like, I don't hate anybody. I don't hate Republicans. I don't hate anyone. I mean, there are some people that I'm not going to focus much energy on or any energy on at all. And there are people that I may not be too fond of, but I don't hate anybody. I don't want to hate anybody. I just don't want to be around negativity. I'm tired of negative people. I'm tired of people that, rather than working on themselves to become a better person, come out here and project their insecurities on everyone else. And that's what a lot of these people do. Like, there's nobody in their right mind that would behave in the ways many of these right-wing extremists behave or have been behaving since Trump lost the election. Like, I have never seen anything like this. The real Carlos Cabral with the $2 super chat. Love the show. Thank you, bro. Thank you for the $2 super chat. I appreciate it. The only preventative measure one can take is to live irregularly. Why do you say that, Mr. Triple B? Why live irregularly? Why not just live a normal life and take things as they come? Take things with a grain of salt. I'm just wondering, dude. Seriously. Hellborn, unity is super important in discussion. I agree. Well, thank you so much for that, Hellborn. Interesting channel name. 26 subscribers. Joined October 30th, 2017. Are you into anime? Looks like you have anime on your channel. Cool. Awesome. Let me see what else is going on in the chat before I step away for my first break. And then we're going to get into these 3 articles. We're going to talk about Trump lawyers make multiple false claims in impeachment defense, which they did, in my opinion, as well. And it's just unbelievable. And then another article, new details about Trump-McCarthy shouting match show Trump refused to call off the rioters. Did you folks hear about that today? Did you hear what McCarthy said to Trump? The F word? Oh man, I could not believe when I saw that. Now, I saw that on CNN. That's a true thing, Queen. Listen, Trump and McCarthy had a conversation, and that happened. But now all of a sudden, since that time, oh, McCarthy's flipped, right? Why has he flipped? Because he's concerned about his future in politics, and he thinks that Donald Trump is so powerful that Trump is going to affect his future in politics. And man, the hypocrisy runs deep. The hypocrisy runs deep in our Congress, I'll tell you that. Especially more so on the GOP side. I'm not saying that because I'm slightly left. That's just how it is. On one hand, he's telling Trump to stop the insurrection. On the other hand, now down the road, it's like, okay, now I got to think about my future in politics. So maybe, I'm going to not vote to convict Trump. Okay. And then we're going to talk about key GOP senators push Trump's lawyers to explain ex-president's actions as Pence was endangered. It's unbelievable. Former President Donald J. Trump didn't care and basically, attacked his own former VP, Mike Pence. That's like the most ridiculous infighting I've ever seen. The former president's former vice president, because he wanted him to, stop the certification of Joe Biden's victory. And because Pence did the right thing, right? He did the right thing. Trump called him a coward. He called his own vice president during the time when they were both in office a coward. And didn't care that when these people stormed into the Capitol building, that his life was in danger. What kind of a human being is that? Seriously. Forget about everything else. What kind of a human being is that? Especially a commander-in-chief, a former commander-in-chief? Come on. That's ridiculous. Let me see here. No, Pence was not in danger. Queen, did you hear what the rioters said? They were talking about going after, they're looking for Pence. Queen, did you not see the videos? I mean, Queen, you know this stuff. I'm not trying to, Queen, I love you like a sister, and I'm not attacking you. I love you. You're one of my best moderators. You're a good friend. Queen, they were looking for Pence. You heard the audio and the video. There were many videos that surfaced. Hellborn, do I like comics? I used to, but I don't have much time for comics anymore. Pence is a good man. Trump is a crook. I can agree with you on that, the real Carlos Cabral. I have a lot of respect for Mike Pence, even though he's a Republican. He's a good dude. Mike Pence is a stellar man for what he did that day to continue with the certification of Joe Biden's victory. Even after the insurrection, they continued. What's there not to respect about that, right? Mr. Triple B, the man who has no sense of history is like a man who has no ears or eyes. Okay, I don't know where that came from. You can share more about what you mean by that, Mr. Triple B, if you'd like. Queen says, I don't listen to the fake news media. Okay, your opinion, Queen. The real Carlos Cabral, Trump doesn't pay attention to the laws of our country. He deserves to be impeached. I will agree with you on that. I think Trump is more about what's best for him. I think the reason why he did what he did after he lost the election is because he knew people would talk about him for ages. We're still talking about him, and we're giving this guy exposure he doesn't deserve, right? And he's played the game just like a lot of other right-wingers on social media play. They push the boundaries because they know it's so out of whack, people are going to continue to talk about these people, right? That's what a lot of right-wingers do. That's just my opinion, no disrespect. So Trump's playing the same game, right? He knows that drama sells. So he's creating so much drama to keep all eyes on him, even though he's no longer in office. It's pretty pathetic, in my opinion. It is. Can I link you my comic? It is a bit lefty, so I think you might like it. Hellborn, you can email me at Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. Send me anything there. I'd be happy to look at it when I get a moment. Absolutely. All right, folks. So we are at 50 minutes, and I apologize. The first part of this show was all over the place. I ran a little late, had technical difficulties, had a hard time getting the words out of my mouth. There's just so much going on. And I put a lot of thought into this show, and this entire week I've just been watching everything unfold, and it's just, I wish things could just get better. I wish people would just learn to get along. I wish we could all stop fighting and just, create peace. World peace, right? Darren says on the Facebook side of things 6 minutes ago, do you think Trump will be impeached and not able to run again? Here's what I think is going to happen. I think what's going to happen is he will not get impeached because the people on the right, Darren, are fearing their future in politics. They fear that if they go against Trump or someone in their party per se, okay, that, when it comes time for a re-election, or for future political, positions in office, regardless of wherever they end up going, they're gonna basically not have the same opportunity. They're not going to be supported. So I think because of that, Trump's going to get away with this solely on that fact. Now, if these people on the right, the GOP Senate on the right, if they have any morals, values, and ethics, and if they're going to be, impartial, then we all know what the right thing is to do. But you see, this is the thing, this is the problem. And I'm not saying that the left is not like this at all, but the right is more so like this. The right is more selfish about, themselves and their future, political career. The left, there are some people like that, but the majority of the people on the left, they care about themselves, but they also care about the people they're serving. Here, clearly, what you're seeing from the Senate on the right are a bunch of selfish people that care more about their future in politics than the people they're currently serving, brother. Does that make sense? Okay? So, do I think he's going to get impeached? No. And I think there's going to be a separate vote for him not being able to run again. I think that one has a greater chance of passing. But I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know what's going to happen with that. But if I had to guess what's going to happen, he's not going to get impeached, and more than likely, they will vote to not allow him to run again. I believe they're still going to vote on whether he can run for any federal office again, whether he gets impeached or not. I think that's how it works. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. So that's my thought about it. All right. So I'm going to step away and take a 5 to 7 or 8 minute break. I don't know who made this background. It's from pixabay.com. All my images are royalty-free and copyright-free. So, no, it's probably not Bob Ross or whoever it is. Hello, Bill Bradford. Welcome to the show. I emailed it to you. I hope you like it. All right, Hellborn. I'll check it out later. Thank you so much. All right, folks. I'm going to step away for a 5 to 7 or 8 minute break. And when I get back, we're going to talk more about what happened this week, go over 3 articles from CNN.com. The show will probably last another hour. I may take a second break. We'll see how it goes. And then we'll call it a night. All right. So, give me a second here to cue up some music. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Let me see here. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Let me see. Do-do-do-do-do-do. All right, folks, music's all queued up. I'm going to step away for a 5 to 7 or 8 minute break. Like I said, when we get back, we're going to get to the first article, which is fact check. Trump lawyers make multiple false claims in impeachment defense. So stick around. We'll be right back. Magic, he's back, like Moonchild will say. Where's Mutt tonight? Is she sleeping? She's missing one heck of a show, right? I'll get to the comments on the YouTube side and the Facebook side in just a second. Yeah. Come on, folks, let's all just get along. Stick around. Queen, I'm going to pay some props to you in a second because I have the utmost respect for you. And you're the perfect example for this, Queen, I have to say, okay? Oh, yeah. Come on, folks. You got to live it up. You got to enjoy life. There are too many amazing things in life to complain about irrelevant, dumb things, right? Come on. Yeah. Feel it. Woo. I've been waiting to do this show all week. I wanted to see how these are going to pan out for the entire week before I spoke on this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The song is called Lay It Down by Silent Partner from the good old YouTube audio library, which is safe from demonetization and copyright. If you play the game the right way, folks, you follow the rules. Listen, who really wants to play YouTube audio library music? I don't, but that's what I have to do. I can't play copyrighted music. Then I'm going to get demonetized, right? I'm thinking ahead. I'm being proactive. I did a whole stream on being proactive earlier on in the week. Check it out if you missed it. If you care. If you care to check it out, that is. Oh, plenty of show left here now. I may be here for a while. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube, and once again also simulcasting live on Facebook. Glad you could all join me tonight. It is Friday, February 12th, unless you're on the East Coast, where it's already after midnight. It is Saturday, February 13th. The day before Valentine's Day, right? And I don't have a Valentine this year, so it's going to save me quite a bit of money, right? But then I'll be lonely, right? So you can't win either way, right? It's either going to cost you money or you're going to be lonely, right? Come on, guys. We all like the company of a woman, regardless of what we've been through, regardless of how things are nowadays, right? Come on. Let's keep it real here, okay? At least I keep it real, right? And I can take the scrutiny on it, right? But I'm being real with you folks. I enjoy the company of a woman. I do, okay? Nothing wrong with that. All right, tonight we are discussing, let's maturely discuss Trump's second impeachment trial, plus creators getting strikes for misinformation. One more time. Let's maturely discuss Trump's second impeachment trial, plus creators getting strikes for misinformation. If you missed the first part of the show, I started sharing my thoughts about what's going on with this impeachment trial after the first week just ended. And I also shared one example regarding one content creator I've known for a while that's been shut down on multiple channels and is about to get shut down on a third, because he just doesn't want to follow the guidelines, because he feels that, even though it's been determined that there was no widespread voter fraud, he's entitled to share his own opinion of that, right? And while that may be the case, I mean, an opinion's an opinion, right? Okay, regardless, even if an opinion is a false opinion, right? Even if it's proven to be false, you're entitled to your opinion. If YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and other platforms no longer want that opinion because their servers have already been flooded with that opinion, and they're just tired of the scrutiny it's causing and the negativity it's bringing to their platforms, they have the right to squash that. And that, in my opinion, that has nothing to do with your freedom of speech. Enough is enough. They let people talk about it for a while. How much more? How much longer do we need to talk about American Dream 1.5 is in the house with the $1 super chat? We're going to give you a big round of applause. There we go. I was looking for my applause button, so I had to emphasize or extend that. Applause! Yeah. Welcome, American Dream. How are you doing tonight, brother? Are the trolls being good to you tonight, bro? What are your thoughts about this impeachment trial, brother? Kind of curious to know if you care to share your opinion. Moonshout says, hi, American Dream, in the chat. So if you missed any parts of that, any parts of this first, part of the show, it's what I'm trying to say. See, I can't get the words out tonight. Go back and check out the replay when it goes to a replay. All right. Let me see. The Facebook side of things, I'm not sure if Darren's still there or not. I did answer your question, Darren. If you have any more questions, I'll periodically check back on the Facebook side of things. 1 person on Facebook, 14 on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. Mr. Triple B says, the leader of genius must have the ability to make different opponents appear as if they belong to one category. Are you saying that he has to have control or relative control? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Triple B. Please be a little more specific. Bill Bradford, I don't think he'll get impeached. I agree with you. He should get impeached, but I don't think he will because of what I said earlier. The GOP senators fear their future, and politics depend on having Trump on their side. I don't think it really matters. I think if they don't impeach him, I think it's more so going to affect their future in politics because it's up to the voters to decide. It's up to the voters to decide. And I think, honestly, the country has shifted to more of a liberal country than a conservative country. That's why Joe Biden won. Okay? So, quite frankly, even if they don't impeach Trump, I think their future in politics, these GOP senators' future in politics, more so, is going to be determined by, the decision they make here on the side of doing the right thing, of impeaching him. Okay? They think that if they don't impeach him, they're going to have a better chance of staying in office. I think it's the other way around. Okay? I think if they do impeach him, they'll have a better chance of staying in office and to show that they care about this country more than their career. And that's what, the voters are going to look at, right? At least the reasonable, intelligent, mature voters, right? That's just my opinion. Seems like media hype. I don't think it's media hype, Bill Bradford. Listen, to a certain extent, you got to understand, anyone that creates content is going to hype things up because they need to sell commercials. Like, the more views I get, the more ad revenue I make on YouTube, right? Okay? It's the same thing with CNN, Fox, ABC, NBC, CBS, okay? All the networks, right? If they don't get you to watch commercials, they're going to have fewer sponsors. They're going to be out of business, right? But I don't think this is about media hype. I think this is about them stating the same things I'm saying. Look, he deserves to be impeached, but he probably won't because of the GOP senators that fear their future in politics, which directly conflicts with what they're supposed to do to have the people they serve, and to have the people they serve and have their best interest in their heads and hearts, right? So we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? The Gateway Pundit Conservative website. Okay, feel free to share any links in the chat, Queen, and I'll check them out afterwards. Mr. Triple B, the art of reading and studying consists in remembering the essentials and forgetting what is not essential. I agree. Focus on things that make sense, that are going to move us forward, and things that are going to set us back or just be a waste of time. Ignore those things. Forget about those things, right? I agree. Hellborn, did you read my comic yet? How am I going to read your comic when I'm on the air, bro? You're making me feel like you're trolling almost now, dude. There was a troll that came in here that said, why do you have all of DeRosa's accounts blocked? Isn't he a channel member? DeRosa, if that's you or part of your crew, listen, DeRosa, I'm going to make a comment to you right now, and I'm moving forward without you, DeRosa. DeRosa, you came to me because you wanted information about a mutual super troll that's been trolling us, right? I gave you a bunch of information, right? And then you tried to message me earlier stating that another content creator was talking smack about me on his stream. And I ignored that, and I didn't even tune in. I can care less. Like, DeRosa, I'm not here for any drama. I'm done with the drama. And DeRosa, the bottom line is you are a drama king any way you look at it. So quite frankly, dude, you can respond to me on Hangouts, but after tomorrow, DeRosa, I'm blocking you everywhere again. And you can continue, being a part of the drama sphere. I think what you're trying to do, DeRosa, is try to reel me back into the drama because you folks are beginning to realize that without me, you guys would have a lot of content. I'm saying that humbly and respectfully, okay? Because if you guys could create content without me, you wouldn't focus all this energy on me. And the fact that you're a channel member, bro, I didn't ask you to be a channel member. And I don't think you became a channel member legitimately, dude. You became a channel member to try to get me to believe that you're on my side so you could get things from me, right? You even tried to call me on Hangouts a couple times, and then you asked me last night if I'm free for a phone call. And I said, DeRosa, I'm not going to get on a phone call with you where you're going to record it and then you're going to put it all over that drama sphere, right? Or you're going to try to say things to incite, me to say bad things so you guys can have a field day. I'm not going to give you that, bro, or anyone else ever again. I'm not. So my advice to you, DeRosa, is to cancel your membership. At the end of the month, it won't renew. And move on in the ways you want to move on. You have a newly monetized channel, DeRosa. And I'll tell you this, mark my words, if you don't remove yourself from that drama sphere and you bring drama into your chats and on your live streams, eventually you'll be removed like JD Gunner is about to get removed again for the third or fourth time. You're all going to get removed. If you guys don't smarten up and get a grip on your emotions and become more mature, you guys are going to get shut down. You are. That's the bottom line. I want nothing to do with it. Nothing at all. That's it, bro. I've moved on. So that's that. Did Bob Ross do that background? I answered that earlier. Bill Bradford, hi all. Hellborn, I emailed it to you. I hope you like it. Yep. Okay, I already read all that. I read all that. Okay. Why did it scroll back up? Moonshot says poof. Let me see here. American Dream 1.5 channel member says, I made it, guys. He says it's complicated. Trump was a little unorthodox. A little unorthodox, American Dream. A little unorthodox. Okay. I'll respectfully accept your answer, bro. I mean, it's your opinion, right? I think it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, but that's just my opinion, bro. Hellborn, it's just my opinion, but Biden is daddy. What do you mean by him being daddy? Can you be more specific, Hellborn? American Dream 1.5 channel member says, hi, Moonchild. The real Carlos says Biden is a crook just like Trump. I don't think Biden is a crook. Now, if you want to look at it this way, you could say all politicians are crooks, right? But I'm not going to go as far and say that, because if we didn't have our government to run the land here, our land here in the U.S., if you think it's bad now, it'd be 100 times worse. At least we have some laws, and they're somewhat, they're somewhat applied, right? How much worse would it be without government, right? And a lot of these people on the right are saying, we're tired of too much government, right? Let's take the government out and see what happens after that. Get rid of the laws, get rid of the government. What happens? Do we all shoot each other? What happens, right? I mean, come on. Oh, man, people are so funny. It's so funny. It's so funny. Nuh-uh, he's a cutie pie, says Hellborn. American Dream 1.5, he probably won't, but it won't surprise me if he is. It wouldn't surprise me if he got impeached, but he probably won't because of the GOP senators on the right that fear their future in politics if they impeach him, which I think if they don't impeach him, their future will be more harmed than if they don't, right? You know what I'm saying? It's put them in a pretty rough position. Put it to you this way, because they have to choose between what's morally and ethically right and their future career. At least they perceive their career to be done with if they go against Trump. Wow, what a position to be in if you're a GOP senator, right? Would you want to be in that position? American Dream 1.5 says some doors are better left open. It's just like sometimes it's better to ignore the trolls. All right, DeRosa, you're calling me while I'm live on the air, so you're getting blocked, dude. You're done. I'm done with you, dude. I'm done. Go ahead and cancel your membership, DeRosa, and never, ever reach out to me again. I'm done. The jig is up, bro. Go hang out with Jamie and all of the Dramasphere, immature, insecure, grown adults that are behaving like 2-year-olds and never come back here again. You come back on your socks, we will squash you. Okay? I'm done. I'm a professional channel here, dude. And all you are is trying to trigger me, to create drama for you and for Jamie and for those other channels. It's not going to work. Toodaloo, brother. Have fun. So ridiculous for a 51 or 52-year-old man to be behaving. He knows I'm on the air, and he calls me while I'm on the air. Then he's going to say, I didn't know you were on the air. Come on, dude. You know I'm on the air. How ridiculous, man. American Dream 1.5 says, trolls continually build and lose their channels due to non-compliance. Yeah, and it goes beyond that, American Dream 1.5. They're emotionally unstable. They lose self-control, right? Because they don't get their way. They act like a little whiny baby, right? Like a little whiny female dog, right? So then they come on their channels, they project, and they do all these stupid things, and then they get taken down, and then they complain about why they were taken down. They have no emotional self-control, American Dream 1.5. That's the reason why they lose their channels. I have plenty of emotional self-control, which is why I'm still here, fully monetized, right? People are so emotional on YouTube, LOL. Well, Carlos, here's the thing. You know, women are naturally more emotional than men. Women respond emotionally to everything based on how they're feeling in the present moment, right? And men are supposed to be more logical first and then maybe shed a little emotion, right? The problem on YouTube is you have a lot of guys out here that have been through a lot with women and other things that they themselves act more emotional than women do, right? And it's pretty pathetic. It's pathetic. They lose their emotional self-control because they don't get their way, right? A real man is not going to be fazed by anything. A real man can be put through the ringer and back and say, you know what? It is what it is. I'm going to keep moving forward. I don't care about what happened in the past. I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm not going to whine and complain because that's not what a real man does. American Dream, LOL. Maybe LOL. I don't know what you meant by that. Slot, maybe LOL. Okay. American Dream 1.5 says, yep. Mr. Triple B says, if you want to shine like sun, first you have to burn like it. Okay, yeah, that's a good way to put it, Triple B. Carlos says, that wasn't me at Coach. This is the real me. Oh, this is funny. This is funny. February 5th, 2021. That's not you. We're going to ban you. That's Robert. The real Carlos Cabral. The real Carlos Cabral says, who is Jamie? Someone you don't want to know, man. You don't want to get involved with that drama sphere group. I got rid of the fake Carlos Cabral. I mean, I'm taking your word that you're the real Carlos Cabral, but hey, you're being respectful, so I don't know you, dude. But hey, as long as you're being respectful, you can chat. Anyway, American Dream 1.5 says, they can't accept the truth. I give you credit. You are legit. If someone dislikes me for participating with you, so be it. I want to be on the side of reality. I'm being real, American Dream 1.5. And American Dream, you've sent me emails with your real name and what you do. Have I once doxed you? No. Have I once talked bad to you? No. I've been nothing but respectful, right? And I'm not questioning anything about it. I'm just using it for example purposes, right? Whenever people email me, I have a disclaimer. The information in this email is confidential, right? I'm very professional with the way I deal with things. But because of what I do, and it deals with different types of people, and the people I help are dealing with different types of people, I share my experiences about how the other side is. An example, the trolls, the haters, the drama sphere people, the immature, insecure, mentally and emotionally unstable grown adults, right? Let's see. American Dream 1.5 says, I'm not the most perfect man, but I try to learn from my past mistakes. You're respectful and professional. Thank you, American Dream 1.5. Coach, please, this troll is pretending to be me. Queen, do you think that the real Carlos Cabral is a troll as well? Okay. Yeah, let's get rid of them and move on with the show. It's all good. It's all good. All right. Let's go and get to the first article. Then I'm going to take a break and go over the last two. So let's switch over to the browser source. Fact check. Trump lawyers make multiple false claims in impeachment defense. Former President Donald Trump's lawyers mounted an aggressive defense Friday in Trump's second impeachment trial and made multiple false and misleading claims to bolster their case. That's definitely true. Arguing that Trump did nothing to incite the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. If I didn't have to worry about copyright, I would be playing clips of what Trump said that day at his, Save America rally right before, the Senate was about to certify the election for Joe Biden and made multiple false and misleading claims to bolster their case. That's all they can do. Their only argument is to make things up, in my opinion, because there's too much damning evidence against him. Arguing that Trump did nothing to incite the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, the lawyers distorted the facts about both what happened that day and what happened in the past. What else are they going to do? There's video on this. There's video of the president talking about this before it happened at his rally. There's video of the insurrectionists that said things and broke into the Capitol. Like, come on. Like, listen, even if I was on the right, there's too much evidence here. Here's a fact check of some of their claims. Defense team misleadingly omits Trump's remarks defending violence. Also, you're going to take out everything he said, right? Because it's too damning. Trump lawyer Michael Van Der Veen highlighted comments from Democrats that he suggested had promoted or defended violence. Trump, he argued, is different than these Democrats. Well, he certainly is different. He's the complete opposite. He's not even really Republican, in my opinion, because I don't even think any normal Republican would do this. Contrast the president's repeated commendations of violence with the rhetoric from his opponents. Van Der Veen said he then played a video that juxtaposed clips of Trump condemning violence and calling himself an ally of all peaceful protesters with some selectively edited clips of Democrats. That's what these right-wingers do. They've done it to me out here on YouTube as well. A lot of these right-wingers have taken my clips, taken them out of context, and then sent them out to other people to post or to paint me as this horrible person. That's what these people do when they have nothing, right? When you legitimately out-debate them on the truth, they will make things up and then take videos and carefully edit them, right? Carefully crafted videos that make you appear like you said something you didn't or meant something you didn't. Ridiculous. Tired of that. That's why we'll get on the phone with DeRosa, right? This guy that used to be a part of this, well, he's still a part of the drama sphere. I used to collaborate with him, but not anymore. He wanted to get me on the phone last night, and I'm like, why am I going to get on the phone with you? So you can record me and then publicly put that recording out there on all the drama channels and have a laugh at my expense? No, I'm not going to give you that, DeRosa. No, I'm not. Facts first, this argument and video were misleading by omission. Trump has indeed condemned violence and called for peaceful protest, but he has also repeatedly applauded or defended violence and aggressive behavior. He did. He said, let's walk down to the Capitol building, right? And even if he was saying, and peacefully protest, come on. He was saying, let's take our country back and stuff like that, right? To a bunch of people that are mentally and emotionally unstable, in my opinion, or already so charged up, okay, that their emotions are running so high that they're going to take things literally that Trump said. A lot of these guys will say, or maybe the lawyers will say, Trump didn't, intend what he meant. He was implying, but that's not what, he intended, right? There's a difference between, an implied thought and an actual thought, right? Well, do you think a bunch of emotionally charged up people that are at your rally, that are already ticked off because you convinced them that there was widespread voter fraud when there wasn't, do you think that they're going to care whether it was implied or intended, right? They're just going to hear what you're saying and get more charged up and then do as you said, whether it was implied or not. It's ridiculous, man. Among other things, Trump has done the following since he launched his presidential campaign in 2015. Praised a Republican congressman for assaulting a journalist. Urged police officers not to worry about injuring the heads of suspects they are arresting. Said he would like to punch a protester in the face. Urged supporters to knock the crap out of any protester they saw holding a tomato. This is ridiculous. Said a kidnapping plot against Michigan Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer might not be an actual problem. Approvingly told a fake story about an early 20th century U.S. general who massacred Muslim terrorists with bullets dipped in the blood of pigs. Said it was a beautiful sight when the authorities tossed a journalist to the ground during unrest in Minneapolis, mocked a reporter who got shot with a rubber bullet, and applauded the Trump supporters who surrounded a Joe Biden campaign bus on the highway, an incident that prompted an FBI investigation. I saw the video on that with the Joe Biden bus. Wow. Let me check out the chat real quick. Oh my God. Let me see here. I'm not the most perfect man, but I try to learn from my past mistakes. You're a respectful professional. I read that already. Thank you, American Dream, once again. So a guy by the name of Paul Simon, it's not Paul Simon, obviously, that's probably Robert, is saying, and he was removed, he says, I love how Dream is trolling you. LOL. Way to go, Dream. Your plan is working. LOL. Listen, I don't think Dream is trolling me, but even if he is, he's being respectful. I don't care if people troll me as long as they do it respectfully. I'm not going to ban someone unless they break my rules. If they don't break my rules, you can stay whether you're a troll or not. So quit it, You guys are ridiculous, man. Grow up. Mr. Triple B, if you win, you need not have to explain. If you lose, you should not be there to explain. Okay. Lots of trolls coming in right now. Moonchild says, I saw the funeral of the officer killed at the Capitol. I know, that was sad, Moonchild. And then one of the other officers received the highest honor today. At least the Senate unanimously voted for that. That was good. Excuse me. And another troll comes in and says, I'm here as an ally. Rally and American Dream are working together to troll you. Just a heads up. I don't think that's happening. I did hear Raleigh say on the show that he's working with Trim Hits, obviously, who's a guy I have a restraining order on, who's also a guy that Raleigh knows who he really is. Like, you guys are ridiculous, man. I'm so done with you folks. I'm so done. It's so funny how these people just can't get enough. They just can't keep coming back. It's hilarious. Keep giving me the views and monetize playbacks. Even though I'm sure this video has been demonetized because of the title, I'll get it remonetized through manual review. But I'm going to check right now. I bet you it has limited or no ads. I bet it does. Let's check it out. I'll let you know. Let's see. Oh, no, it's fully monetized green. Wow. I think YouTube starts to trust your channel after a while. This video is still monetized. Okay. Thank you, YouTube. I'm respectful about anything I talk about, including politics. I seriously was expecting 100% for this to be a yellow dollar sign, and I'd had to submit it for manual review. Now, that could change, but we'll see. The trolls love me, and I love you too. Lots of love from Coach Eli. Let's continue. Trump's lawyer falsely claims Trump's first 2 tweets during the Capitol attack urged calm. Come on, are you serious? Vanderveen claimed that the first 2 messages the president sent via Twitter once the insurrection of the Capitol began urged people to stay peaceful and called for no violence. Facts. From CNN, this is not true. Trump's stay peaceful tweet at 2:38 p.m. and no violence tweet at 3:13 p.m. were his second and third tweeted messages after the Capitol was breached, not his first. Trump's first tweet was at 2:24 p.m. Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what should have been done to protect our country and our Constitution, giving states a chance to certify a corrected set of facts, not the fraudulent or inaccurate ones which they were asked to previously certify. USA demands the truth. Come on, Trump. You're just an angry and bitter person. You're a sore loser. That's the bottom line. No disrespect. Those are just the facts. This is just a big crybaby here, folks. Big crybaby. That's all. So, yeah. So what were the attorneys going to do? Focus on that or omit stuff that's not going to help them out, right? But they're omitting stuff that we already know, so it's not going to matter, right? And the fact is, not enough senators on the right are going to vote to impeach him, so nothing really matters about this anyway, right? It's all like a waste of time, right? Rioters had already entered the U.S. Capitol building by the time of the Trump tweet about Pence. Yep. No, the media wasn't lying that there was hacking during the 2016 election. Vanderveen claimed that Washington officials other than Trump are the ones who used reckless and inflammatory rhetoric. He claimed the entire Democratic Party and national news media spent the last 4 years repeating without any evidence that the 2016 election had been hacked. We got over that. We did not make a big deal about that, nowhere nearly as much as Trump made a big deal about claiming that there was widespread voter fraud when there was never any evidence of it at all. And there still isn't to this day. Come on. Fun facts. Facts first. The Democratic National Committee and the Hillary Clinton campaign were indeed hacked during the 2016 election campaign. This is a fact, not a claim, made without any evidence. The U.S. intelligence community, Special Counsel Robert Mueller, and the bipartisan Senate Intelligence Committee all concluded that the Russian government was responsible for stealing and leaking internal documents and emails. So, yeah, it was all proven. And we still moved past it. And Trump was still in office. Come on. So I'm not going to read any more of this because there's a lot. I mean, I'm going to share the link to this article in the description towards the end of this show. Because there's just a lot. But if you saw most of the trial today and throughout the course of the week, or at least you're watching the highlights, you've already seen what's been said. But I just wanted to share this first article here because, yeah, what defense are his lawyers going to put out there? They're going to twist and turn things. They're only going to put things out there that make him appear like a saint, and they're going to omit all the things that, condemn him and convict him, right? How else are you going to make a defense for this case? This case is a slam dunk. But again, it's not going to matter because the Senate's not going to vote to impeach him because they fear their future in politics over doing the right thing for the people that they serve, right? Right. Okay. So we are done with that. The next article I'm going to go over when I come back from break. I'm going to take another break right now. New details about Trump-McCarthy shouting match show Trump refused to call off the rioters. Let me check out the chat real quick before I go on break. Is that the real Poon handler? It is the real Poon handler. Poon handler, let me ask you a question. I know you're a part of Jamie Lycantheory's channel, and you're part of the drama sphere. And I'm just wondering, sir, what is your interest in my channel? Mr. Triple B says, the very first essential for success is a perpetually constant and regular employment of violence. I'm not sure what you mean by that, bro. That doesn't make any sense to me. Please clarify that. Poon Handler says the leader of genius must have the ability to make different opponents appear as if they belong to one category. So was that you trolling on a different account, Poon Handler? Poon, what are you here for, bro? You're a part of drama. And anyone that hangs out with that Lycantheory, Jamie DeRosa Dramasphere group, in all honesty, cares more about drama than creating real content. My interest in your channel is sheer curiosity. All right, that's fine, dude. I'm not going to ban you for now. But be respectful and you can stay. And that's all good. I just know I've seen you on drama channels. And I also know that you do some respectful work. But if you do respectful work, sir, why do you call your channel Poon Handler? Like, I don't get it, dude. I heard you on a panel one time, and you sound like a pretty cool guy. You talk drama all the time, sir? Well, then guess what? Have a nice day, Poon Handler. You just got yourself banned. I don't talk drama at all. I speak the facts. I speak the truth. I call people out. You're a drama king, sir. So you're out of here. This is a no drama zone. Now, sir, you're projecting onto me when you say, you talk drama all the time, sir. No. I call you guys out for being drama people and being insecure, immature, emotionally weak, unstable, mentally and emotionally. And you don't like that. You can't handle the truth, sir. Right? If you're going to come at me, sir, and say that I talk drama all the time, I'm going to give it back to you 10 times harder, but professionally and maturely. Take care, sir. Good luck to you. Let's see. American Dream 1.5 says, if I were to dishonor myself and disappoint Coach Eli, I'll accept the consequences. But if I were with drama channels, why would drama nitwits warn Coach Eli one of their own was trolling him? Because they're trying to trigger me, bro. And they're trying to pin and pit any good people, that come to this channel, against me, right? And us against each other, myself against anyone else that is good over here, right? That's what trolls do, but it doesn't work anymore, bro. It doesn't work. We just squash them and leave. American Dream says, a house divided against itself cannot stand. I agree. And we're a country divided, which is even worse, bro. That was a good article, says American Dream. Well, there are two more that are better. coming right up after the break. American Dream 1.5 says, what kind of name is Poon Handler? I know GLM, who was here the other day, was saying the same thing. Poon Tangled is a unique name, says American Dream. And Moonchild, I'm not going to read what you said, but that's exactly what it is. There's nobody secure. There's no man that's secure within themselves that would name their channel Poon Handler. I mean, dude, seriously, man. Like, why do you feel the need to project that as your channel name? And how in the world is YouTube even allowing a channel name like that, right? American Dream 1.5 says, right, Moonchild. Yeah. See, American Dream and Moonchild and anyone else that's here, the only type of man that would create a channel name like that is a very insecure man. A secure man that, loves women and has no problem, getting a woman and being in a relationship, being a good guy and having some, romantic fun at times, is not going to feel the need to project that. It's just ridiculous, right? That's okay, to each its own, right? Right. All right. So I'm going to cue up some music and step away for one more break here. And then I'm going to come back and quickly go over the other two articles. When I get back, we're going to talk about new details about Trump-McCarthy shouting match show Trump refused to call off the rioters, including McCarthy using the F word with Trump. And then after that article, key GOP senators pushed Trump's lawyers to explain ex-president's actions as Pence was in danger. He was in danger. Oh, man. Let me go back to full screen here. Oh, man. Let me see here. Why won't it tell me who banned that dude? Let me see. Give me a second here. Listen, Moonchild, you can ban somebody by clicking on hide user from channel. You just deleted that message. If somebody does something like that, if you know they're trolling, Moonchild, don't just delete their message. Select the hide user from channel option, okay? And if you make a mistake banning the wrong person, I'll correct that. No worries. Sorry, I had to clear my throat for a second here. All right, folks, I'm going to queue up some royalty-free YouTube music. Trolls are having fun tonight because they can't stand the truth, or at least an unbiased opinion or unbiased opinions about things. It's just so funny. It's just so freaking hilarious. Okay, sorry, I must have clicked the wrong thing. No, you deleted the message, but you should have banned it. So, no, you did the right thing. The message needed to be removed, but so did the entire channel. It needed to be removed from the channel entirely. Anyway, all right. All right, let me cue up some music. I just need one more. All right, folks, music is all queued up. I'm going to step away for another 5 to 7 or 8 minute break. When we get back, or when I get back, we're going to get right into that article. New details about Trump-McCarthy shouting match show Trump refused to call off the rioters. And again, it's just so funny that McCarthy said the F word to Trump during that conversation. I'm going to read it and tell you exactly what happened in case you didn't already hear about this. And if you did, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the chat. So stick around. We'll be right back. reappears like magic. Woo! Yeah! Wow! Oh yeah. Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. I pretty much memorized how these melodies go from the YouTube audio library by this point. I've been using them for a while now. Gotta have fun, right? Gotta love what you do, and you gotta love yourself first, right? Dream, are you still around? Yeah, the song is called In the Quarter by John Deli from the YouTube audio library. Yeah. All right. Welcome back to the third segment of Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. Glad you could all join me tonight. It is 1:39 a.m. Eastern Time, 10:39 p.m. Pacific Time in my neck of the woods here in the beautiful, glorious San Francisco Bay Area, Northern California, San Mateo County, Redwood City to be exact. Even YouTube headquarters is in San Mateo County, just 22 minutes north of where I'm at in beautiful San Bruno, California. Maybe one day Susan Wojcicki will invite me to the headquarters to hang out. Yeah, I'd love that. One day, I promise you folks, one day I'll be broadcasting live from YouTube headquarters, inside of YouTube headquarters in San Bruno, California, because I've been to the outside part, and I did a video on that on my former channel. If you want to check out that video, actually, I did a couple of streams last week where I was reminiscing some videos from the past. Go back on my channel and find those. They were pretty cool. But anyway, tonight we are discussing, let's maturely discuss Trump's second impeachment trial, plus creators getting strikes for misinformation. One more time, let's maturely discuss Trump's second impeachment trial, plus creators getting strikes for misinformation. If you missed the first few parts of the show, go back and check out the replay. I did explain a bit about why creators are still getting removed, and I mentioned one specific creator that I've known for a while that's been removed many times in the past and is about to get removed on his main channel again, that was just able to reach close to 10,000 subscribers. And now he has 2 community guideline strikes, in 1 week, and he had to put all of his videos to private, Yeah, I mean, when I say let's maturely discuss Trump's second impeachment trial, I really honestly mean that. And whether there are YouTube guidelines or not, I mean, I abide by the guidelines. I'm a respectful person, right? But even if the guidelines didn't exist, I'd be doing the same thing because that's the kind of person I am. That's, who I choose to be. I'm not here to attack anyone. I'm not here to kick anybody down. I'm here to just share my thoughts and do whatever I can to try and make this world a better place. That's the honest to God truth. But there are a lot of people out there that have been through a lot, and they just, don't want to do the work on themselves to better themselves. They don't. They don't want to do the work to better themselves. They would rather just sulk in their misery and, surround themselves with other people in the same position. And then they all get together and sulk in each other's misery. And it just becomes one big, let's just call it poop show for ad-friendly purposes, right? You know what I mean, poop show, right? S show or poop show. I'm trying to swear less because even though you can swear a little bit and still be monetized, your monetization is more when you don't swear, right? Try to be respectful, right? At the same time. But American Dream is still here. And, before I get to these next couple of articles here, and give me a second. I need to take a sip of my Diet Coke. Sorry, a little bit thirsty here. Before I get to the next few articles here that are going to be very interesting if you haven't already heard what happened, I want to say this. I want to put something out there to, the trolls and the haters. And here's the thing. You don't get to me. You don't get to American Dream. We've learned how to deal with you. It seems like the more and more I can tolerate you folks and not let you get to me, the more and more you want to come at me to try to kick me down. And it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. And, I really wish and I hope the best for these people that troll or are a part of dramasphere groups and they feel that, they need to do what they're doing to, make themselves feel like they're relevant, right? And make themselves feel better, right? I'm going to say one more thing about JB Gunner. I haven't watched a lot of your content lately, JB. I will check in from time to time, especially when I heard that, you got a couple of community guideline strikes. I wanted to hear what happened. And I did hear you mention something on one of your streams that you said regarding YouTubers. There are people that are YouTubers and there are people that think they are YouTubers, but they're not. They're just people that create panels for discussion, right? This is exactly what the Like in Theory Jamie channel does, right? Okay? He's not a YouTuber. He does do a lot of these discussion panels, but they're not even discussion panels. They're poop-talking panels, right? Trying to be respectful here to the YouTube algorithm, right? So you know what I'm trying to say. They're an S show. They're a poop show, right? And all they do is they get a bunch of people that come on panel and they talk smack about other people and they project their insecurities onto the people they're talking about, right? Because if Jamie had any other content, he wouldn't need to bring all those panels on, or he would bring those panels on the show or shows and actually talk about something more productive like I'm talking about here today, right? So you're right, JB. I'll give you that. You're absolutely right. There are YouTubers like you and me. Yes, JB, I do consider yourself a YouTuber. Your only issue, JB, is that you don't play by the rules. You don't. And it's not that you don't want to play by the rules. You almost have no choice but to do what you do because that's what your audience wants, right? So Moonchild put the poop emoji on there, American Dream 1.5, with the eyes saying he's still watching. And then he put a smiley face after that. Thank you, American Dream 1.5 and Moonchild, for your emojis. Let me check on Facebook real quick. 59 minutes ago, Darren said, still here. Trump was to run, he would lose to someone else anyway. If Trump was to run, he would lose to someone else anyway. I don't know, bro. Probably, but you never know. If he somehow got back into office for another 4 years, if that happened, bro, I would leave YouTube and social media for those 4 years. If Trump won the election this year, if he won re-election, I would have been done. I wouldn't be able to do this anymore. Thankfully, it went a different way. Darren says on the Facebook side of things, Paul Ryan is smartest Republican, but he doesn't want to be president, and he's going against Trump, I believe. Okay, we can talk about that another time. That's a whole other story right there. But Darren, thank you for all your comments, man. You're a good guy, and love you like a brother, bro. Love you like a brother. Mr. Triple B on the YouTube side of things says, hey, Coach, I'm so glad I got to be part of your channel, and I'm happy that you're a part of the National Socialist Party. FYI, I just been posting Hitler quotes, and you agreed with several quotes. Triple B, that's the last message you're going to have here on this channel. Have a nice day. That's a projection. And everyone knows that's been around for a while. When you project on Coach Eli's channel, you get the eject. All right? I mean, come on, man. Did you have to say something like that? I mean, this is the funny thing, right? We just can't have an intelligent conversation and agree to disagree respectfully and move forward. We have to attack people that we disagree with, right? And why even come onto someone's stream that you disagree with? When you can go to other streams or follow other content that more so resonates with you. Why do you guys do that? Because you guys want to try to kick other people down that you perceive to be better than you. Because if you didn't perceive me to be better than you, you would not be here trying to kick me down to your level to make yourself feel better, sir. And I keep saying that, and that's the truth. And that's what I want good people to understand about these trolls and hateful dramasphere type of people. Don't let them get to you. You're much better than they are. Don't let them get to you. I let these people get to me for 3+ years. And had I not let them get to me for 3+ years, I would have been further ahead. But I'll tell you what, I learned how to deal with them to the point of where now I can help you folks better learn to deal with them. Mr. Triple Poop, why don't you just let Coach Eli do his thing? Because he's insecure. American dream. There's only one logical, manly answer to this, right? Or answer in general. Sorry, ladies. I respect you ladies as well. There's only one logical answer to that question you asked. American dream. The reason why is for what I just said a second ago. He's an insecure, immature, mentally and emotionally unstable, middle-aged man, okay, that has been through some things and hasn't worked through them and doesn't love himself. Because if he loved himself and he was a good person, he was happy within himself, he wouldn't feel the need to kick other people down that he perceives to be better than him so he can feel better. Make sense? That's it. American Dream 1.5 says, those hater channels act like the bullies in the Karate Kid, Cobra Kai students. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Just ignore them, man. They tried to get to me today, bro. They sent DeRosa to try to tell me that it was Jamie was, talking smack about me on his channel. And I'm like, I don't care. I didn't respond to him. Whatever, right? If he wants to talk smack about me, no big deal. I've got my own show to run. Like, why are you guys still trying? Like, you're not going to get anywhere. It's hilarious, man. Hilarious, right? Anyway, let's move forward with the show here. Let's move forward with the show here and get back to the next article. New details about Trump, McCarthy. Shouting match show Trump refused to call off the rioters. In an expletive-laced phone call with White House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy while the Capitol was under attack, then President Donald Trump said the rioters cared more about the election results than McCarthy did. Well, Kevin, I guess these people are more upset about the election than you are, Trump said. According to lawmakers who were briefed on the call afterward by McCarthy. McCarthy insisted that the rioters were Trump supporters and begged Trump to call them off. Trump's comment set off what Republican lawmakers familiar with the call described as a shouting match between two men. A furious McCarthy told the then president the rioters were breaking into his office through the windows and asked Trump, "Who the F do you think you are talking to?" That takes balls, man. McCarthy, I respect that. Who the F do you think you are talking to, according to a Republican lawmaker familiar with the call? Wow. The newly revealed details of the call, described to CNN by multiple Republicans briefed on it, provide critical insight into the president's state of mind as rioters were overrunning the Capitol. The existence of the call and some of its details were first reported by Punchbowl News and discussed publicly by McCarthy. Okay, let's continue here. The Republican members of Congress said the exchange showed Trump had no intention of calling off the rioters, even as lawmakers were pleading with him to intervene. Several said it amounted to a dereliction of his presidential duty. Or dereliction. Sorry, mispronounced it. My eyes are, it's getting a little late here and I'm a little tired, but that's okay. He is not a blameless observer. He was rooting for them, a Republican member of Congress said. Of course he was. He was angry and bitter that he lost the election. He didn't want to concede. He still hasn't done that to this day. And he was just lashing back. And he was doing whatever he can while he was still in office to try to turn, our government upside down. In my opinion, I think Trump would have been happy if something worse happened that day of the insurrection. I believe it was on January 6th at the Capitol building. Thank God it didn't happen. Thank God everybody's safe. That building's still there. And they've now beefed up more security, and they're going to have to keep it that way probably forever. It's sad, but that's just the way it's going to have to be. On January 13th, Kevin McCarthy said on the floor of the House that the president bears responsibility, and he does. Let me check out the chat here real quick. Check out Facebook. Nothing happening over there. On YouTube, American Dream 1.5 says, hashtag ignore negative energy. I agree. Moonchild says, hashtag be buddy, not a bully. That's a good one too, Moonchild. Thank you for that. Hold on a second. I need to clear my throat. Okay. Make sure my microphone's back on, and it is. American Dream 1.5 says Trump is going to eat a multi-million-dollar lawsuit for negligence and personal injury. Yeah, even if he survives this impeachment and all that, he's going to have so many personal injury lawsuits. Oh my God, I'd be surprised if it didn't cost him everything. We'll see what happens. Moonchild says American Dream 1.5, thumbs up. Moonchild smiley face. And American Dream 1.5, much respect for Kevin McCarthy. But is he going to vote for him to be impeached? American Dream 1.5. That's the thing. Speaking to the president from inside the besieged Capitol, McCarthy pressed Trump to call up his supporters and engaged in a heated disagreement about who compromised the crowd. Trump's comment about the would-be insurrectionists caring more about the election results than McCarthy did was first mentioned by Representative Jamie Herrera Butler, a Republican from Washington State, in a town hall earlier this week, and was confirmed to CNN by Herrera Butler and other Republicans briefed on the conversation. Okay. So what else did they say here? You have to look at what he did during the insurrection to confirm where his mind was at, Herrera Butler, one of 10 House Republicans who voted last month to impeach Trump, told CNN. That line right there demonstrates to me that either he didn't care, which is impeachable because you cannot allow an attack on your soil, or he wanted it to happen and was okay with it, which makes me so angry. This is my opinion and just my opinion. I think Trump wanted it to happen, and I think he's unhappy that worse things didn't happen. I think Trump, this is just my opinion. It's only an opinion. Don't take me at gospel for this. I think Trump wanted to see the Capitol building go bye-bye. I think that's what he wanted to see happen. It's sad. And it's scary. It's scary because if we ever get another president in office like Trump, oh my gosh. I mean, or if Trump ever gets in office again somehow, right? For another term, what could be next? What could be next? You can't trust someone like this, folks. You can't. You just can't. Whether you're on the left or the right or down the middle, it's not about that. Look at his actions. This guy was the commander in chief. How can you trust someone that behaves this way and incites all this type of violence because he's angry and bitter that he lost re-election? We should never stand for that for any reason under any party flag. I just said the same thing in different words. Same thing the Republican said. She added, voicing her extreme frustration, I am trying really hard not to say the F word. Well, I've been trying hard to not say the F word lately because I want to have a better monetization status on YouTube and just be a better person too, right? Forget about monetization, be a better person. Excuse me, I've got a little bit of a dry throat here. I'm a little dehydrated. Need to get some more liquid in me. Anyway, let me see if my microphone's back on. Yes, it is. All right. Herrera Butler went a step further on Friday night, calling on others to speak up about any other details they might know regarding conversations Trump and Pence had on January 6th. To the patriots who were standing next to the former president as these conversations were happening, or even to the former vice president, if you have something to add here, now would be the time, she said in the statement. Another Republican member of Congress said the call was problematic for Trump. I think it speaks to the former president's mindset, said Representative Anthony Gonzalez, an Ohio Republican who also voted to impeach Trump last month. He was not sorry to see his unyieldingly loyal vice president or the Congress under attack by the mob he inspired. Yeah, he wasn't. He didn't behave that way. He didn't try to stop it. He hasn't owned up to it to this day at all. In fact, it seems he was happy about it, or at least enjoyed the scenes that were horrifying to most Americans across the country. In my opinion, that's a sick man. It's a very emotionally and mentally unstable, sick man. It's not in his right mind. Whew, wow. Thank God for the changes that have happened. Folks, it's already been so much better during Biden's term. Look at how many more people are getting vaccinated for COVID. Look at how many more vaccines are being distributed. Just amazing, the changes I'm seeing already. And that's not me coming from the left. That's me just coming from an unbiased perspective. When I speak, I don't speak from the left because I'm slightly a left liberal, right? I speak in an unbiased way, or in unbiased ways. As senators prepared to determine Trump's fate, multiple Republicans thought the details of the call were important to the proceedings because they believe it paints a damning portrait of Trump's lack of action during the attack. At least one of the sources who spoke to CNN took detailed notes of McCarthy's recounting of the call. Trump and McCarthy did not respond to requests for comment. It took Trump several hours after the attack began to eventually encourage his supporters to go home in peace, a tweet that came at the urging of his top aides. I think he purposefully did that. I think Trump purposefully put out that tweet to make it appear like he somewhat cared when he really didn't. So in case it ever went to a trial like this, that could be used in his defense. But it's not going to work, Trump. It's not going to work. People know the truth. Even the GOP senators on the right that are probably going to acquit you know the truth. They're just going to acquit you because they fear their future career in politics. And they fear you because you put the fear of God in all these people. Because instead of doing things the right way, okay, and when you lose, just, walking away gracefully, right? You walk away angry and bitter. And because you think you're this rich, powerful, entrepreneur mogul, and you have all the money in the world, you think you can buy everybody's, votes and happiness or whatever, right? Doesn't work that way, Donald. Doesn't work that way. go home in peace. After the damage was already done, huh? After the damage was already done, he says, go home in peace. Yeah. At Trump's impeachment trial Friday, his lawyers argued that Trump did in fact try to calm the rioters with a series of tweets while the attack unfolded. You attorneys know he's guilty. But what are you going to do? Most attorneys didn't even want to represent him because this is a tough case. There's too much evidence against him. It's ridiculous. But his lawyers cherry-picked his tweets, of course, the ones that weren't as damning to convicting him. That's a tactical right-wing move. When they make a mistake, they focus on only the good stuff they've done, and they omit all the bad stuff that they clearly did. It's ridiculous. Focusing on his request for supporters to remain peaceful without mentioning that he also attacked then Vice President Mike Pence and waited hours to explicitly urge rioters to leave the Capitol. He attacked his own vice president. He called his own vice president a coward. What president in their right mind, or person in their right mind, would attack their own vice president? How mature and professional is that? You tell me. A source close to Pence said Trump's legal team was not telling the truth when attorney Michael Van Der Veen said at the trial that at no point did the then president know his vice president was in danger. That's BS. That's complete BS. It's complete BS. He knew he was in danger and he didn't care. You're telling me that Trump is not smart enough to know that? Come on. Who are you trying to kid here? Asked whether Van Der Veen was lying, the sources said, yes, former Pence aides are still fuming over Trump's actions on January 6th, insisting he never checked on the vice president as Pence was being rushed from danger by his U.S. Secret Service detail. It is unclear to what extent these new details were known by the House Democratic impeachment managers or whether the team considered calling McCarthy as a witness. The managers have preserved the option to call witnesses in the ongoing impeachment trial, although that option remains unlikely as the trial winds down. What's McCarthy going to vote? What's he going to vote? Is he going to vote for impeachment or not? That's what I want to see. The House Republican leader had been forthcoming with his conference about details of his conversations with Trump on and after January 6th. Trump himself has not taken any responsibility in public. No kidding. That goes without saying. Okay. So that was the second article there. Let me check out the chat here real quick before we move on. Okay, nothing else going on here on YouTube and on Facebook. We are all clear. Looks like Darren is taking off. Good night, Darren. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time. All right, let's get to the third and final article here. I'm going to briefly go over this, then share the links in the description section of YouTube and Facebook, and then go and relax and enjoy the night. And I'll probably be back tomorrow. I don't think I have plans this weekend. I think I'll be back for a couple of streams this weekend, in case you're wondering. All right. Key GOP senators pushed Trump's lawyers to explain ex-president's actions as Pence was endangered. The Senate's second impeachment trial of Donald Trump raced towards a conclusion on Friday with the former president's legal team quickly finishing its presentation and senators taking their turn to pose written questions to the legal teams. It didn't take them that long to present their case because they didn't have much to present. They actually, in my opinion, had nothing to present. They had to find things to present. If they had a lot of evidence to present that helped Donald Trump, they would have gone on for days. But that's not the case. It's not the case. And everything they put out there, to me, is wishy-washy at best, in my opinion. Trump's team wrapped up its presentation in a little more than 3 hours before the question and answer session concluded several hours later Friday evening. In their brief argument, Trump's team equated the former president's speech with Democrats' rhetoric, showing lengthy montages of Democratic politicians saying they would fight to argue that Trump's words on January 6th did not incite the rioters who attacked the Capitol afterward. They completely incited it. Come on. It's obvious. Everybody knows that. Even people on the right know that. Everybody, even Trump knows that. I'm just beginning to firmly believe that Trump supporters, at least the conservatives that are Trump supporters, because there are conservatives that don't support Trump, okay? But the Trump supporters, those conservatives, they even know what Trump did was an incitement, right? I just have, from what I've seen, dealing with far-right extremists out here on YouTube, Facebook, and other social media platforms, these people just don't care whether it involves violence or not to get things done. These people are about do what it takes to get things done, even if it includes having to get violent. And I don't stand for that. Most decent, strong, emotionally strong and stable people don't stand for that. Most good people are against violence. These people are saying that, hey, if it takes violence to get things done, to make it right, or what we perceive to be right, we believe in that. I, myself personally, Coach Eli, don't believe in violence at all. At all. The defense team's presentation showed Democratic reactions to videos of protests and riots over police violence last year, comparing them to the attack on the U.S. Capitol. While they argued that Trump's language telling his supporters to fight like hell was merely ordinary political rhetoric. No, what they're going to say is that that was an implied threat, not an actual threat, right? Or an implied asking of his people, not actual, right? That's what these right-wing extremists say. They're like, there's a difference between implied and actually meant, right? Come on. Like I said earlier, when you're dealing with a bunch of angry, mentally and emotionally unstable people that are already charged up, even if you imply something, they're going to do it. Trump knew that. And in my opinion, this was not something Trump was implying. This is what he actually meant. Trump's lawyers also falsely suggested Antifa was responsible for the deadly riots rather than Trump supporters and raised Trump's false claims of voter fraud in Georgia. That's a bunch of BS. Let's leave it at that. It's just ridiculous. I got nothing more to say. I'm tired of talking about this because it's just ridiculous. The presentation underscored the goal of Trump's team Friday, do no harm. Unlike the Democratic managers who hope to win over Republican senators with their presentation, Trump's lawyers expect to already have the votes they need for acquittal. That's what's probably going to happen. That's the sad part. The sad part, again, is the Senate, the GOP senators, are not going to vote to convict him because they fear jeopardizing their future in politics. That's just sad. That's sad. This is the time where people should speak up. The people of the U.S. should speak up. Even people on the right should speak up and say, come on, just do the right thing here. This is not about left versus right. This is about doing the right thing for the best overall interest of everyone. Why can't we understand that? As most Republican senators are saying, they will vote to acquit Trump because they believe the trial is unconstitutional. That's a bunch of crap. They just fear their future in Congress or in politics, right? The trial is not unconstitutional. I've heard this on many other platforms, and I'll say it myself. Just because the President of the United States does things during the last 2 weeks while being in office doesn't mean, he still can't be tried for it after he's out of office. If it happened while he was in office, even during the last few weeks, he needs to be held accountable for it. This is a cop-out by the GOP senators to basically exonerate him because they fear repercussion from Trump and his supporters in future elections for for their future in politics. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Let me check out the chat here real quick. Oh, there, American Dream has the eyes still looking, and so does Moonchild, the big eyes. All right, we're almost out of here. Another 5-10 minutes, folks. Get your questions in right now if you have any questions. We're about to go off the air in about 5 to 10 minutes. We've been on for 2 hours, almost 2 hours and 38 minutes. All right. The Senate could vote on conviction Saturday when the trial resumes at 10 a.m. Eastern, which is 7 a.m. Pacific. Yeah, they're working on a weekend. Can you believe that? Right now, it's 2:13 a.m. Eastern, 11:13 p.m. Pacific. It's still Friday evening here, or Friday night on the West Coast. Like I say, West Coast is the best coast for streaming. At that point, the House managers could request witnesses, though they are unlikely to do so. If no witnesses are sought, the two sides would each get to make a closing argument, and the final vote could occur at 3 p.m. Eastern, though that is still not locked in. If they make a decision on this tomorrow, or if you're already in the next day, if you're anywhere besides the West Coast, it's already Saturday, later today. If that decision is made, I will stream on that tomorrow night if I'm around. During their 2 days of arguments, the House managers tried to force senators to confront the horrific images in a bid to change Republican minds, while Trump's team was more than content with a partisan draw. At the first break of the day, Friday, the partisan division was on display in a way it had not been in the 2 days when the managers presented. Republicans praised Trump's lawyers and Democrats universally panned them. Could you expect anything else to happen? Come on. Oh, God, I hate politics. I do. I hate politics. I do. I really wish I didn't. But, oh, man. In the final moments of Friday's session, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer also paid tribute on the floor to U.S. Capitol Police Officer Eugene Goodman, whose heroic acts during the riot were seen during trial video earlier this week. I saw that. That was beautiful. They all unanimously voted to give him the gold medal, the Congressional Gold Medal. Schumer announced that he would ask the Senate to pass legislation to award him the Congressional Gold Medal, which passed by unanimous consent moments later. I'm glad all you folks on the right in the GOP agreed. Right. That's a nice thing to do, right? The entire Senate stood and turned to Goodman with a lengthy ovation to acknowledge his heroism. Goodman put his hand to his heart in recognition. Goodman is a good man, and that's his last name. That's ironic, right? Goodman is a good man, a very good man. So the GOP is recognizing Goodman for his heroic acts during the riot. They recognize it shouldn't have happened, but they're not willing to convict the man that's responsible for making it happen. That's a big contradiction there. Very hypocritical. Very hypocritical, in my opinion. Questions focus on Trump's response. After 3 days of mostly scripted presentations, the question and answer session was more free-flowing, although the House managers and Trump's lawyers were clearly prepared for the friendly questions they received from senators. Okay, the questions, alternating between Democrats and Republicans, were submitted on a note card to Senator Patrick Lee, the presiding officer as Senate President Pro Tem, and they were read by the Senate clerk. This is pretty lengthy here, so I'm not going to read the rest of this here, because I'm sure most of you have already heard about it and seen it. And if you want to read more about what's going on, I mean, tomorrow's going to be a new day. Like, tomorrow there'll be more information. So this stream It's probably not even going to make sense after tonight or early tomorrow morning. So I'm going to basically stop right there. And if you folks want to read more about this, if you're still up late at night or you read about this early in the morning before the events happen in the morning, you can go ahead and do so on your own time. So what I'm going to do here real quick is I'm going to add these 3 links under the sources section, which is going to be a third of the way down on the YouTube side of things. So give me just a second here. Okay. So I've saved it on the YouTube side of things. If you want to refresh, you can check out those articles or come back on the replay. They will be there. And I'm also going to share them very quickly here before I go off the air in the Facebook comment chat section. Because again, we're live on Facebook as well. Let me make sure that goes through, and it did. Okay. Looks like we're all good. American Dream 1.5 says, Trump is arrogant and untitled. You mean entitled. You meant entitled, not untitled. Entitled, like a spoiled, entitled millennial, right? That he's an entitled rich guy, right? I pray for impeachment. So do I. Moonchild says, I agree, Dream. American Dream 1.5 says, politics in YouTube have one thing in common. It's like a blood sport. Well, that's because you have, here's the thing, American Dream. Most political commentators out here on YouTube are from the right because there's a huge audience of right-wing extremists on social media. There are more right-wingers on social media than left-wingers. At least they're more vocal on social media. I'm one of the few on the left that is an independent content creator that talks about things in a more reasonable way, in a more unbiased way, right? Dream, I'm going to help you out because it's not even entitled. E-N-T-I-T-L-E-D. Entitled. He just deleted it. Dream, are you having a couple of drinks tonight, brother? Entitled, Dream. I'm not being mean. I'm not being mean, Dream. It's all good, bro. Listen, you're an educated guy. I'm having fun with you, bro. Like a spoiled, entitled millennial, right? You're saying Donald J. Trump is an entitled, he feels he's an entitled man, right? Dream is laughing. Bro, listen, I'm not coming at you. I'm having fun with you. I think you're a great guy. I have a lot of love and respect for you, man. And I've thoroughly enjoyed this show tonight, even though it started like a half an hour late. It's amazing. It's amazing. Give me a second here. Give me a second here. Dream says, I know. All right, folks. I'm thinking about tomorrow. I want to make you folks aware about tomorrow before I go. American Dream 1.5 channel member says, thank you, Coach Eli. Dream, if you want to talk by phone sometime next week, even briefly, I just want to have a chat with you. I'd like to moderate you on this channel, but I want to talk with you by phone before I do that. Same way I did it with Moonchild before I moderated her. Because I'm really enjoying having you around, dude. And I'm not buying anything that the other side is saying. Moonchild, have you been enjoying these shows lately? Kind of curious to know. Moonchild says entitlement is a disease. It might as well be. It technically isn't, but I get what you mean by that. The figure of speech. It's just sad. It's just sad. Like, I just don't deal with entitled people. You know, a lot of people come out here on YouTube. Let me wrap up by saying this. A lot of people come out here on YouTube and they feel entitled to say whatever they want to say. And they don't realize that being on YouTube is more of a privilege than a right or an entitlement, right? And I respect that. I respect Team YouTube. I respect the social media platforms. And I'm not saying that. Let's see. I've never seen a YouTube channel that has 7 likes versus 34 dislikes. Congrats, man. Those are some crazy numbers. That's going to get you banned, brother. Have a nice day. I'm not concerned about likes and dislikes, bro. I'm just here to do my thing. I'm just here to be me. But again, like I said a second ago, I appreciate what these social media companies have done to give us these platforms that allow us to have our own say, right? That allow us to create an amazing TV type of show. Like, I've said this again, I'll say it again. I mentioned this in the stream last week. My dream was to have a show like this one day, and my dream came true when YouTube started to allow live streaming in high quality 1080p. You can even stream in 4K, but not many people stream in 4K. It's just not feasible yet. But folks, if you watch my show on your big screen TV, it's in 1080p. It's in high quality. I have high quality sound. I have great lighting, a great camera. And I feel, you know, it's a privilege. It's not a privilege, sorry. I'm not getting my words out right. It is a privilege to be on this platform. It's not my right to be here. YouTube doesn't owe me anything. And I'm very grateful and thankful. I'm very grateful and thankful for that. I wish many more people would see it that way and respect it in that way. No one's trying to take away your freedom of speech. No one's trying to tell you what you can and can't talk about. But if you're disturbing the peace and you're flooding the servers with the same mumbo jumbo over and over and over and over again, it just becomes old. Regardless of what it is, just becomes old. And it harms the entire ecosystem. I just hope in the next 1 to 4 years that Biden is in office, things start to get even better. And even some of these people on the far right, or some of these drama channels, these people start to just become better people, start to love themselves more, and start behaving more maturely and professionally. We'll just have to wait and see. That's all, folks. I'm going to get on out of here. American Dream 1.5 says, be yourself always. Absolutely, Dream. And on my back end, it's showing that we just hit over 200 views. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat earlier as well, American Dream, and the other super chat from the channel that got banned. I'm not going to mention the name. Thank you for that super chat anyway. I'll probably be back tomorrow, folks. I'm going to watch and see what happens. And depending on what happens, I may do another political stream tomorrow night. Or I may come back with another subject, or who knows, I might take the day off. Just keep it locked here. Keep an eye on my community tab. Subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications on the YouTube side of things. If you're on Facebook, come over to my channel. You can find my channel in the description section of any of my live streams, including this one. youtube.com/C/a grip on life. Sign into your account from your YouTube app on your phone or your laptop or desktop. Subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications. If you get great value from this, please like this video. Please share it out to your friends. Make people aware of what I do here if you feel they would receive great value from it as well. Have a good night and weekend, all says Moonbound. You as well. Same with you, American Dream, and everyone else. Thank you to everyone for being here. Have a great night, everyone, and I will see you more than likely later today. Take care. Bye-bye. American Dream says political streams are informative. Yes, they are. Bye. Oh, full screen. I never left the web browser screen. No. Have a great night, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.